Hey guys, today I'm feeling orange, which is not an awesome feeling for me. Orange is something that I associate kind of with anxiety and pain. But that's not really why I'm feeling orange right now. I'm feeling orange more so because of a like an existential crisis that I'm having. That's overstating it a little bit. It's not quite as bad as I'm making it out to be. But for a long, long time, I felt strongly that music and art are something that drives me, that I'm super passionate about. And when I'm making art, I feel alive. When I'm not making art, I feel dead. A lot of that is contributive to why I want to have a YouTube channel, why I like uploading shit. I find that sometimes I'll just fall out of the habit. And I put out an album at the end of last year, and it wasn't ready. It wasn't where it needed to be necessarily, but I just wanted to end it. I wanted to cut it off there, and I felt like maybe putting more work in wasn't going to help. So I just cut things off and put it out, tied it up as best I could, but it's kind of hard to polish a piece of poop. And some people that I really care about told me that it's my best work to date. And at the time I was looking at it, I didn't have an impartial opinion, but now a few months later, I've gone back and listened to it, and I can say that for my own personal taste, it's not my best work. Um, it's probably the most technically impressive from a production standpoint, because I'm a better producer now than I was when I made other stuff. But it's not my best work. It's not the most enjoyable to listen to. And I think that that's more so what I'm going for is something enjoyable and something that speaks to people. Because I'm not Skrillex. I'm not gonna be the next Aphex Twin or anything like that. That's never been my talents as a songwriter. And it's kind of made me question what it is that I want to do in music. For a long time, I looked at myself as kind of like a lone wolf, and I wanted to create the best thing that I could on my own because it was hard to rely on others. But now I'm thinking that I really should be relying on others, and that the best stuff I can make is when I collaborate with other people. Sometimes I'll make something that's just kind of a throwaway with a friend, but I really, really enjoy it. And beyond that, I really enjoy the experience and the memories that I get to make while I collaborate with people. So then, backtracking a little bit, making music is what makes me feel alive. Making art is what makes me feel alive. And I have been desperately searching for a way to monetize that for a very long time. I've been kind of hoping that I can come up with my own secret sauce that will make it happen for me. And I'm kind of accepting that that's not really the way it's going to go. If I'm to make a following out of my music, probably the best way to do it is to make a following out of YouTube or TikTok or something like that and just upload regularly, reliably, and stick to it. And don't hip hop or don't jump from channel to channel or from project to project, which is something that I struggle with. I'm currently working on a few different really, really massive projects that are incredibly time consuming, and I'm not necessarily diving into them with the intent that I need to get them done. I'll set goals for myself, and then I will fall short of them because I'm spreading myself too thin. And that's something that I'd like to change. I have a few things that I want to finish by the end of this year, and I really want to do short steps and traceable steps so that I can hold myself accountable. My cat's going crazy right now. Something that I've been meditating on a little bit on this subject is that there was a time when the art that I made had really no purpose. Nothing was driving me to create other than just like an inherent need to make something. And I do still acknowledge that in myself, that I need to be creating in order to feel alive. But also, I feel like now more than ever, I want my creation to support me financially so that it can be all encompassing and be the entirety of my life and not just some hobby that I do. But is that not easier said than done? With more intention, I finish more projects. I used to spread myself thin and I didn't feel like this dread about it. I didn't feel this dread about not completing a project. I would write an album, like an entire album, 10 tracks, songs, like lyrics, instruments, all that, and then just throw the whole thing away without recording it at all. And I've changed in that regard quite a bit. Now I finish projects, whether I feel like they're finished or not. Perfection is in some ways the enemy of good. Because if you never want to release something until it's absolutely perfect, well, then you're probably never going to release anything. You really do need to just put stuff out sometimes. As a musician, as an artist, as a filmmaker, as a YouTuber. But the internet landscape is so competitive and routine and volume seem to matter more than almost anything else in this competitive space, which pushes people to never strive for perfection in the first place, never even strive to create something good. And I don't want to lose that. I want to upload more, I want to create more things because I realize that that's the way to success. But at the same time, I want the things that I make to be meaningful. And as a result of not achieving success in these online spaces, it can be kind of demotivating. It can make me feel like my art isn't worth anything. Makes me feel like because I don't have an audience, because I don't have attention for it, what's the point of me making it in the first place other than for my own personal needs? Because I really do need to create stuff. Maybe one day I'll crack the code and I'll put some shit out that's really just incredible and viral, and I'll be able to coast for a little bit from there, at least until hopefully I can figure my shit out and get something sustainable. Um, but I think the better way to do this is to just integrate creation into a part of my life, content creation, which is such a hollow term. It's such a hollow term to say content creation because what is content? Just something that you consume? I want to make art. I don't just want to make content. I don't want to make cheap entertainment that's thrown away. I want to make art that provokes the mind and the soul and the heart and maybe changes minds, maybe inspires people to do things that they wouldn't have otherwise done, to take risks that they wouldn't have otherwise taken, to show love to someone for no reason other than the goodness of mankind. Like I want my art to be meaningful and I want it to have purpose, but that's very selfish. And I have a hard time allowing myself to be selfish in that way. Um, I'm a very approval seeking individual, even though I kid myself and tell myself that I'm not. The main motivating factor in my life until I was maybe 20 years old was just the approval of my parents. It was the number one driving thing in my life was to like receive approval from my parents, not realizing that they're so incredible and that they provide me with unconditional love. And I never needed to do anything to get their approval in the first place. But now I know that creation and making things and art is really what drives me and really what makes me feel satisfied in my soul. Without it, I'm dead, and with it, I'm alive. Um, although I don't shy away from death, I like to embrace it in my little goth girl self. But the moment of life is the daytime. The moment of life is where everything happens. I just hope to be satisfied with the body of work that I've left when I die. And I want that body of work to look like something artistic and meaningful and not to look like a constant chasing and aggregation of money and resources. I want it to be artistic and meaningful and also with connections, which kind of brings us back to finding a band and finding people to collaborate with, which is easier said than done. I don't want to bitch because it's kind of hard to bitch, but I've find it very difficult to get musicians to collaborate on longer term projects. And maybe that's an issue of mine as a leader that I can't get people to commit to things more than just like a one off jam session. But I find it very hard to get people or to even find people who are motivated in the same way as I am to make art and to just keep on making shit and obsess over it. That's enough bitching though, because there are ways. In the time of the internet, though, where do you go to find musicians? Like, go on a Discord? I've collaborated with people over Discords, and maybe we'll make one song together, and then they're kind of done. Whether or not it's because they're just uninterested in making more music with me, or if they don't have the same kind of drive to output. But right now, I'm irregularly uploading to two different YouTube channels. I have like 10 videos ready to be edited that I just haven't done the chore work of editing the videos and putting them out. And I'm also uploading to TikTok, but I haven't really been making music. I've been writing music, I've been composing music, I've been writing songs. I just haven't been recording it. I kind of put down the recording mantle after putting out the album. But if I'm to make something great, if I'm to make something truly remarkable and influential and artistic, I really need to just keep at it and stop throwing away mediums when I get bored of them. And I think that recording and writing and music is really the thing that I'm the best at, so I should keep doing it. I'm going to encourage anyone out there who's just listening for whatever reason you want to hear me ramble about some bullshit. You should do the same fucking thing. If there's something that you're really passionate about or something that you think that you're good at, you should stick to it. Stick to it even when it feels wrong to. If you're a painter and you find a love for video making, don't obsess over the video making and forget about painting. Keep painting. Just every once in a while, make sure you're still doing the thing. Make sure you're still creating. Make sure you're still exercising your muscles in that field because that's the only way you're going to get better. If you don't use it, you lose it. And it's kind of scary to lose it. Picking back up a skill that you were once really proficient at and felt really natural to you, only to find that it's a little bit foreign and cloudy and doesn't come as naturally anymore, it can be kind of scary and daunting and demotivating. Which is why you need to keep the ball rolling and never let it stop. So this year, I'm gonna put out my board game. I don't have a name for it necessarily. I think maybe Traffic Jam. I don't know if I have to break up my cats. Well, I'm gonna put out my board game this year. That's something that I keep on tossing by the wayside. I was in love with it for a little bit, and I created the whole idea, and then it came time for making all of the assets, which is a difficult task, but it's something that I'm capable of. Um, and it's just something that I need to put work into regularly. So I'm going to hold myself to it. It's going to be done this year. I'm going to have a prototype out and maybe even submit it to like a game publisher and see if I can get it professionally made. If not, I'll just make it myself and play it with my friends and it'll be fun. One way or the other, I want to actually complete this project. Same thing with the songs that I'm writing right now. I want to record them and actually put them out. And the songs that I have written that I haven't recorded because I'm kind of scared that the finished product isn't going to be as good as what it is in my head, I really need to just do that. I need to be confident and brave and make that music. And so, if there's anything that you're holding back on, if there's anything that you're feeling scared about putting out, just go and take that chance. Don't miss out. You're going to regret it if you don't. Like, when you're on your deathbed, you're not gonna regret having made an album that wasn't amazing. What you're gonna regret is not making the album in the first place that you had such great ideas about and that you were so passionate about, but you never did because you were scared. I guess what I'm saying is stop being scared. Also, stop consuming content. Thank you for watching my video. It's very long and rambly at this point, but, if you made it this far, I'd appreciate it if you went in the comments and tell me what color you're feeling like right now. Like I said, I'm feeling kind of orange. I'm feeling a little anxious. But venting right now maybe got a little bit of it out of my system. So I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to work on a song that I'm very passionate about.